Every WTOK-TV journalist and meteorologist understands the significance of their work. The WTOK-TV team decides every day what will be in a local newscast. Those decisions, of course, affect quality of life. From the very beginning, those decisions keep people safe and informed. Our journalists check the facts and sources and work to put accurate information in front of our viewers.
70 years of history, of life-changing events. The Civil Rights Movement, global war, hurricanes and tornadoes, even community celebrations were important news events at WTOK-TV. All News Center 11 newscasts were broadcast from a simple studio set.
Good evening. With the telecasting of this evening's weather, WTOK-TV begins its live studio color.
The early days of television news were challenging. There were film or photographs and slides to develop. There were slides to load into the film chain. Often, an anchor read the news in front of a studio camera.
I started, I think like in the summer of 1978 as an intern. My job was to sit in that little glass booth, which is still there, and mash the buttons to move the slides.
Mobile ENG equipment was a game changer in the early 1980s. Photographers could shoot video outside the studio with a camera that you could carry on your shoulder. A cable connected the recording deck to the camera.
Steve Reska for the News Center.
The ability to be mobile elevated the work of the news team instantaneously.
An arson fire gutted the facility more than 2 weeks ago, and the crew had begun work to restore the building.
From the streets, from the people that we talk with, but also statewide and national news and weather news, we take from these machines called Associated Press machines, AP for short. Erica Johnson, she comes in early in the morning. She's working on a story as we speak. And Terrence Roberts is doing the very same thing. He is reporting and photographer.
Then the September 11th, 2001 attacks happened. The definition of local news changed forever.
And everybody's world changed. The way we did news changed, the way people perceive news, what people want to know. In an instant, America can be attacked, and you're going, where did this come from? I didn't know this was happening in our world. We all have to realize that local is not Meridian, Mississippi anymore. Local's the world.
The development of news gathering technologies exploded, and the demand of 24/7 information grew with it. Videotape disappeared from newsrooms in 2009 as tape machines were replaced with computers for what broadcasters called a non-linear format. WTOK added newscasts and expanded programming to 24 hours a day. The nation's eyes were on News Center 11 in 2003 when a line worker at the Lockheed Martin plant in Meridian shot 14 people, killing 6 before killing himself.
It was traumatic for all of us. We had to go into high gear. We had, at the time, Gray Television owned a satellite uplink company, and we pulled all those resources in to provide coverage not only for our stations but for national news organizations as well. We were the center of communication for a lot of the broadcast media across the country, and that went on for years, both good and bad.
Eventually, WTOK-TV satellite truck became obsolete with the explosion of cell phones. Reporters now go live from any location accessible by a cell phone. The TVU pack is the size of a shoebox. It's technology used by television stations around the globe.
The broadcast industry is changing almost daily now. When I first started, changes would take like 5 years to actually, to see something. The graphics systems that you have now, we can do basically anything imaginable.
News storytelling demands more graphics, more video, more sound, more creativity. A new studio designed for state-of-the-art storytelling debuted in 2023.
So just the way that we consume news as a society and the way that we showcase news, completely different than in years past. People want more and they want it now. And so we have to meet those demands as a team of journalists. We just launched a brand new studio back in January of 2023. Super high tech, touch screens, monitors, an interactive set as a whole. And we're really seeing this push for digital, right? Not everybody sits and watches a 30-minute newscast. anymore. So that's why we really push a lot of efforts through digital, through our digital news desk, where we can update viewers 24/7. Officer Kenneth Croom's death in Meridian, that was a really dark time for our city. He was the first law enforcement officer to be killed in the line of duty in decades here in Lauderdale County. If you're really just clouded by the idea of being first, you could damage someone's reputation, not have all of the correct information. So now we're seeing it's just as important to really own a story and be on top of it, but it's just as important to be right.
Storm Team 11 meteorologists know weather drives viewers to WTOK day after day, night after night, no matter the season.
People have to plan. They have to keep weather in mind for many different things, whether it's outdoor events or just day-to-day activities. So I take pride in knowing that, weather is a big part of everybody's life, and it's important to try to get it right and to study it and to make sure that we're giving accurate information. We don't take what we do lightly. We try to make sure that we put everything into our forecasting, look at all the different elements that are available to us so that we can give a more accurate forecast, because we want our viewers to be prepared for the weather.
WTOK-TV's sports coverage is unequaled in Meridian. For decades, the team has stacked up awards for the best Friday night football coverage, and the sports team is honored often for excellence in the field and at the sports desk.
It's a fun job. I don't think I've ever dreaded coming to work a day in my life, and that is fun. Sports was in sports for 30, 35 years, loved it. Longer hours, harder hours, that's more for younger folks now. That's why all our sports people are 23 or 4. But you got to, because I don't think people realize that we're up here 365 days a year. I mean, it's at crazy hours. It's not, you can't hardly work in TV news, sports, weather, have normal hours. The television business is just that, a business, and sometimes it's the most creative and fun part of our business. Next on Legacy of Local, a glimpse of TV commercials from the 50s and 60s and how we make them now.
So thankful for all the memories made during my time at WTOK, and want to say congratulations to 70 years on the air.